Nice to be here.
Yeah, first I want to know, what's your reason for being here today?
Well, I had a couple of kids in my class that are on the debate team, Monty Dunson and Emmanuel Vasquez, and so I'm supporting not only my students, but supporting this program, which I think is, I think more kids should be involved in this because, debating gives you a chance to become a better speaker, and we all need to be better speakers and better public speaker as well. So I'm just supporting not only the kids, but the program.
All right, now I know you're doing the Teach show, the reality show and everything.
Right.
Do you think you or the show have impacted any of the kids over at Northeast?
Well, I'd like to think so, Charles. I'd like to think that we're having a good effect. I'm actually teaching a class, so I have those kids that I'm hoping to affect. But I think, in general, we've tried to lend whatever support we can to the spirit of Northeast High, and it's a very spirited place, much like Central, and so I think I don't think we've been a bad influence. How's that? I'll go that far. Yeah. We've yet to see. We're only 4 months in. Let's see what happens when we get through the whole year.
All right. So what do you plan on gaining from this whole teaching process?
Well, first of all, I gained this opportunity to actually try to be a teacher and see what it's like. As far as the show goes, I'm hoping that the show will put a focus on what teachers do and maybe entice people of my age group to think about being teachers, because we could use teachers with the experience that years of living give them. And then it's been, and just on little particulars, I just finished teaching Julius Caesar. Today we finished Act 5. And I haven't really, studied Julius Caesar or Shakespeare in quite a while, so that's been a particular joy for me. I've really enjoyed it. I really, so I'm learning as well, it's not just the kids, I'm learning as well.
Yeah, Shakespeare is a challenge.
Yeah, but it's great. It's great. I'm telling Charles, come, I'll teach you. It's great.
All right, so...
what are you, senior?
Yes,
yeah.
I am a Caesar.
Good.
A senior.
Senior Caesar.
Did anything surprise you about the kids over at Northeast or the kids here at any of the schools you visited?
No, I think kids are kids. I think, one of the things that particular to me is that, I wasn't the best student, Charles. I was one of those guys that tried to do as little as possible and get by. And so I think kids are kids, and so I'm trying to take that kind of stuff that I know about and apply it to it. But I just think kids are kids. They're excited. And by the way, if you can hook them on stuff, they even get excited about Shakespeare. It's interesting, there's some. But I just think in general, it's just nice to be around a lot of young people because of the energy and the life and the spirit. And Northeast, and I'm not, I know Central and you and Central, Northeast and Central is a big rivalry. But there's a tremendous spirit there that I'm so happy to be part of.
Yes. Now, for all the actors that we have here at Central,
sure.
What advice would you give them to, when it comes to dubbing into a character, and creating a character of their own?
Well, it's really preparation. There's two schools. There really are two schools of thought as far as really, overarching school. One is you learn it a little bit, and then you can be spontaneous and be more like life. The other idea is you learn it so well, get it in your bones, and then you can really be spontaneous. I'm from the latter. I believe in the preparation school. I think that the more you can prepare, the better. The more you can read it, the more you can look into it, the more that you can hook it to experiences that you've had and make it and be specific about the character. Let's say you're playing a high school student. Well, what kind of high school student? How old? What does he feel like? What does he do? What's his parents like? What did he do before he entered the scene? You know what I mean? So be very, very specific.
Yes, make yourself the character. Become it.
Specific. And it comes in preparation. All that comes like a computer. You know how you program a computer? Well, it's much like our brain. If you stay and prepare and work on stuff, and then you go to do it, that stuff is in there. And so it'll come out. You really have to trust that. But specificity is the key. Don't just be a garbage man, be that garbage man. You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand. Now, after this teaching, after you're all done with the teaching, what do you have next? What do you plan on doing next?
Good job. That's a good problem. That's a good question. Good problem, I said. That's a good question. I tell you the truth, I would really like to get through this year and see if I'm effective. And if I'm effective, and forget about the show, but if I'm effective as a teacher, who knows? Maybe I'll be a teacher for a while. I'd like to try it and see if I can get better at it.
Might fit that character. When can we expect to see the show on air?
I think. Now, I'm not sure. I think it may be next month. It might be March. I've heard March and I've heard January, so I'm not sure myself. It's above my pay grade, you know. It's somebody else makes that decision. Having said that, I think I've seen some of it, and I'm really excited about it. I think it gives you a real look at what's going on in urban high schools and what the teaching profession really, what it takes to be a teacher. And it's not, I've learned a tremendous lesson. It's not that easy. It's a lot harder than you think. And it's a lot harder than students think. You know, I have to tell you something. I put in my interims just the other day, and I put in my marks first marking period. And it was the hardest thing in the world to grade the kids. And you guys think, come on, just give us a grade. Come on, you know. It's the hardest thing in the world because I hold your future in my hand. There's so much responsibility involved, and it's also a reflection on how well I did as a teacher. So it's very difficult. And I think if you ask me what's my big lesson, it would say teaching is a tough job, a very tough job, but a wonderful job because it's have these ups and downs. One day you're happy as a lark. Wow, I had a great class. Next day you feel like you're devastated because you just feel like I didn't connect at all, and they walked out and didn't learn anything today, you know. And I wasted that time.
Well, we want you to give us the grade. We want the good grade instead of the bad. But it was a pleasure interviewing you, Mr.
Really
Danza.
good talking to you, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. All right. Hey, keep it up, Central. Okay, see you. All right.